We are from group 3 and now we are going to present about human resource management. My name is Rasendria Zandro Widyadana. I'm with my friends here, Muhammad Gani, Bevan Bakhtiar Brahmantia, and Lazuardi Arto Putrawan. Human resource management. A marketing manager at IDEO, a Palo Alto-based consulting design firm, once said, if you hire the right people, if you got the right fit, then everything will take care of itself. This is what human resource management, or HRM, does: attracting, developing, and maintaining a talented and energetic workforce. Organizations that can do this well have very little chance of being competitive in the long term. Human resource management process. The process of HRM involves three main tasks. The first one is attracting a quality workforce talent acquisition through human resource planning, employee recruitment, and employee selection. The second one is developing a quality workforce talent development through employee onboarding and orientation, training and development, and performance management. The third one is maintaining a quality workforce talent retention through career development, work-life balance, compensation and benefits, retention and turnover, and labor management relations. Next slide. Strategic human resource management is a process of valuing and mobilizing human capital to best implement organizational strategies. Success with strategic human resource management begins with having an employee value proposition that creates a positive person to organization fit. Employee value propositions are a psychological contract that summarize mutually beneficial exchange of values between individuals and organizations. Legal environment of human resource management. The first one is equal employment opportunity, or EEO. The right to employment without regard to sex, race, color, ethnicity, national origin, able-bodiedness, or religion. It is illegal under Title VII to consider any of these factors in decision related to hiring, promoting, compensating, terminating, or in any way changing someone's term of employment. Organizations that contract with the federal government are expected to show affirmative action by having plans that ensure equal employment opportunity for qualified minorities, persons with disabilities, women, and covered veterans. The Equal Pay Act of 1963 prohibits pay discrimination that compensates men and women differently for doing the same work.
I will talk about attracting a quality workforce. The first responsibility of attracting a quality workforce. The first responsibility of human resource management is acquisition. Its goal is to attract a high quality workforce with the talents needed for the organization to meet its performance. To attract the right people, an organization must know exactly what it's looking for in terms of the jobs to be done and the talents needed to do them well. And then I will explain about human resource planning. There are 5 steps. The first step is review organization mission, objectives, strategies. The second step is review human resource objectives and strategies. The third step is assess current human resource. The fourth step is forecast human resource needs. And the last step is develop and implement human resource plans. And then the recruitment process. Recruitment is a set of activities designed to attract a talented pool of job applicants. Recruitment process is divided by 2 types. The first type is external recruitment. External recruitment seeks job applicants from outside the organization. And the second one is internal recruitment. Internal recruitment seeks job applicants from inside the organization.
Okay, so next up, I'm going to discuss about the realistic job reviews. So realistic job reviews provide job candidates with all pertinent information about the job and organization, both positive and negative. A realistic review helps to avoid costly mismatches. For those who do take the job, knowing both the good and the bad ahead of time builds realistic expectations that better prepare them for the inevitable ups and downs of a new position. The expected benefits of realistic recruiting practices include higher levels of early job satisfaction, greater trust in the organization, and less inclination to quit prematurely. Next. Okay, so next up, I'm going to discuss about the selection techniques. Here are the various types of selection techniques. The first one, we have reliability and validity. In these techniques, a person is expected to give a repeated consistent results and have a demonstrated correlation with future job performance. The second one, we have interview ins and outs. These techniques are used to evaluate applicants on technical skills and experience, communication skills and personal impression, and potential person organization culture fit. And the last one, we have employment tests. Employment tests of various types are often used to identify a candidate intelligence, aptitudes, personality, interests, and the ethics. The validity of employment testing improves the more directly it relates to the actual work to be done. Next. Okay, so next one we have developing a quality workforce. The first one we have onboarding and socialization. Socialization is a process through which onboarding works. It's how new members learn and adapt to the ways and expectations of the organization when things go well in onboarding. Socialization sets the right foundations for high performance, job satisfaction, and work enthusiasm. When onboarding is weak or neglected, however, newcomers end up getting socialized by chance, most often while interacting with coworkers. Next, we have training and development. This is a process when a set of activities which helps people acquire and improve job-related skills. This applies both to initial training and to skill upgrading to meet changing job requirements. Organizations that value their human resource invest in extensive training and development programs so employees have the capabilities to perform well and manage their personal lives. Okay, next we have, it is the same topic, which is developing quality workforce. Next is performance management and coaching. This system ensures that performance standards and objectives are set, that performance is regularly assessed, and that steps are taken to improve future performance through coaching and constructive feedback. Performance coaching helps minimize these problems. It provides employees with frequent and developmental feedback as more of an ongoing dialogue than a formal scheduled event. The coaching helps clarify performance expectations and prevent small problems from getting out of control. Okay, next, it is still under the same subtopic, which is performance assessment approach. The performance assessment process is fraught with potential miscues and problems, including open disagreements and debates. Giving and receiving performance feedback can be uncomfortable, emotional, and even anger-inducing events. It is important to choose well among alternative performance assessment methods and to make sure that they are as reliable and valid as possible, given the circumstances. Remember, a reliable assessment yields the same result over time or for different raters, while a valid assessment measures only factors directly relevant to job performance. So next, it is still under the same subtopic, which is trait-based performance assessment. Trait-based approaches are designed to measure the extent employees have characteristics or traits considered important in the job. For example, trait-based measures assess characteristics such as dependability, initiative, conscientiousness, and leadership. Next one, we have behavior-based performance assessment. Behavior-based approaches evaluate employees on specific actions that are important parts of the job. The behaviorally anchored rating scale or bars describes Next. Okay, so next up, we have the results-based performance assessment. Rather than employees' traits or specific behaviors, results-based assessments focus on actual performance accomplishments. This sounds ideal, but in some jobs, the outcomes that are the easiest to measure aren't necessarily the most important. Results-based measures may ignore the impact of circumstances beyond the employee's control, such as inadequate technology or poor performance by another member of their team. The last one, we have 360-degree feedback. In 360-degree appraisals, feedback is gathered from multiple sources to provide a more comprehensive evaluation. They typically include inputs not only from an employee's immediate supervisor, but also from higher ups, peers, teammates, subordinates, and customers, all of whom have a stake in the job holder's performance.
So next, I'm gonna discuss about the maintaining a quality workforce, about the flexibility and work-life balance. So today's increasingly fast-paced, complex, and multi-faced lifestyle have contribute to increased concerns about work-life balance, how people balance demands of their careers, their personal and family. Work-life balance is enhanced when workers are flexible in scheduling work hours, work location, vacations, and personal time off. Flexibility allows people to more easily balance their personal lives and work responsibilities. Next. Next one is compensation and benefits. It may be no other work issue receive as much attention as pay. A market competitive salary or hourly wage helps in hiring the right people. The way pay increase are subsequently handled can have a significant impact on employees' job attitudes, motivation, and performance. Can also influence whether they look for another job elsewhere. So the first one is merit pay systems. The trend in compensation today towards pay for performance. If you are part of a merit pay system, you pay increases. Your pay increases are based at least in part on how well you perform. Second one is bonuses and profit sharing plans. So bonus pay plans provide one-time or lump sum payments to employees who meet specific performance target or make some other extraordinary contribution, such as an idea for a work improvement. In contrast to straight bonuses, profit sharing plans give employees a proportion of the net profits earned by the organization during a performance period. Gain sharing plans extend the profit sharing concept by allowing groups of employees to share in any savings or gains realized when their efforts or ideas result in measurable cost reductions or productivity increases. Next slide, please. The next one is stock ownership and stock options. Some employers provide employees with ways to accumulate stock in their companies and thus develop a sense of ownership. The idea is that stock ownership will motivate employees to work hard so that the company becomes and stays successful. Another approach is to grant employees stock options linked to their performances or as part of stock options give owners right to buy shares of stock at a future date at a fixed price. This last subtopic is benefits. Employee benefits package include non-monetary forms of compensation that are intended to improve the work and personal lives of employees. Some benefits are required by law, such as contribution to social security, employment, unemployment insurance, and workers' compensation insurance. Next. Retention and turnover. Retirement is one of the experience that can increase employees' fear and apprehension as it approaches. Increasingly, on the radar at many firms are early retirement incentive programs. These gives workers financial incentives to retire early. The potential benefit for employers include the opportunity to lower payroll costs by reducing positions, replacing higher wage workers with less expensive newer hires, and creating openings that can be used to hire workers with different, more current skills and talents. Termination is the involuntarily dismissal of an employee. Many employment relationships are governed by the employment at will doctrine. This principle assumes that employers can terminate employees at any time for any reason. In other cases, the principle of wrongful discharges gives workers legal protection against discriminatory firings, and employers must have bona fide job-related cause to terminate the employee. Next. Labor management relations. Labor unions are organizations to which workers belong and that deal with workers and employers on workers' behalf. They are found in many industrial and business occupations, as well as among public sector employees, including teachers, police officers, firefighters, and government workers. They serve as a collective voice for their members and act as bargaining agents to negotiate labor contracts with employers. These contracts specify the rights and obligation of employees and management with respect to wage, working hours, working rules, seniority, hiring, grievances, and other conditions of employment. They are developed through collective bargaining, the process through which labor and management representative negotiate, administer, and interpret labor. So that's all from our group. Thank you for listening for our presentation.